It's Sally.
And Rick.
And we're here to clear up some common misconceptions about mountain biking in Whistler. I've seen there's a little bit of confusion on the internet about what mountain biking in Whistler is. A lot of people seem to think that Whistler is just a mountain bike park. Dad, how often do you go in the mountain bike park?
I haven't been up for 6 years.
And how many days a year do you typically
160
ride?
plus.
Okay, and that's primarily in Whistler.
In Whistler.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes Squamish, Pemberton, but I'm mostly a stay-at-home guy because it's easy.
Yes. So if you're watching this, you probably know all about the Whistler Mountain Bike Park, which apparently has 200 kilometers of single track. How many kilometers of single track that are in Whistler but outside of the bike park?
About 200?
Yes.
Pretty close.
I added them up manually, and it got to about 200 before I lost track of it. So roughly 200 kilometers. And who maintains the single track here mostly?
Worka does a huge job. A lot of people on their own do some, and then the Muni has some of the trails, such as I think River runs through it's theirs and Lost Lake area.
And how much does it cost to ride the single track that's not in the bike park?
Of course,
Something I see
zero.
online. Yes, I see online sometimes people talking about how Whistler is all well and good, but in their town, mountain biking is free. So we've never paid to go mountain biking here in Whistler.
No.
It's fortunately well maintained and well funded on a voluntary and sort of public
Yeah, we have a
taxpayer
really
basis.
big organization here, Worka, and they have volunteer nights, do a great job. Some of the trails are really, really well built, great bridges. And yeah, they keep it right up. It's terrific. And there's a lot of trails that are unsanctioned too that you find. So there are a lot of trails like that, but mostly they're maintained sanctioned trails.
And we use trail forks when we are navigating in Whistler. I'm sure there's other ways to do that.
Yeah, if you're new here, you really need trail forks. Otherwise it'd be quite confusing, I'm sure.
And if you follow the Whistler Off-Road Cycling Association, that's WORCA, their Instagram, you will see what kind of maintenance work they're doing and whereabouts they are doing that work. So that might also be helpful for your planning. So if you're watching this, you maybe also have heard of Lord of the Squirrels, which is a long destination ride. But you don't need to ride that trail if you want to ride single track in Whistler Valley. You can put together all sorts of other trails into a massive loop. It would take you weeks to really get through all of the single track here in the valley. And another myth, possibly, I'm speculating somewhat, is that people might think you need to be an expert mountain biker to ride in Whistler.
Not at all. There's everything from gravel green to easy dirt trails, blue trails. There's every type of trail here. And black, double black pro lines, jumps, anything that the park has, you can probably find on the trail network for free, but you have to work to get at it a little bit. So it's
And do you need to do jumps or drops to
no,
ride in Whistler?
Not at all. You can. I don't jump, so there's tons of safe stuff here. And the odd trail you will find that there's maybe a ride around, or you just get off your bike. I mean, that's simple. You're not here to hurt yourself, and especially some of these trails that we're going up into. We just ran into two friends on bikes about half an hour ago, and that's kind of rare. So, you know, you're out there here. There's not a lot of people, and you want to watch yourself a bit. And I suggest always being with somebody, and just for safety reasons, because there are trails that maybe nobody else will ride all day.
So that brings me to my last point, which is why are we sharing this secret information? Because unlike Squamish, we don't get lineups on the trails here.
No, there's nobody here.
And in fact, it would be kind of great if some other people came out and rode the trails in the valley here, because I am really tired of getting a lot of spider webs on my face. I must have got 100 of them yesterday. Yeah. And the last two rides I went on, we didn't see a single other person.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate to incorporate some trails here in the valley if you are coming out this way. And if you're looking for something that's an alternative to the park, or maybe you just want to save your money,
or you want to see some beautiful sights and beautiful trails and in the forest and waterfalls. I mean, that's part of mountain biking.
Yeah. And maybe you've got an e-bike, so you can ride it like it's lift accessed, but without having to deal with the money in the crowds.
Oh, I actually hear some riders. Oh, there you go. We just saw or hear some.